नमस्कार विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आज आपण सायन्स भाग 2 मधील पहिल्या लेसनचे एक्झरसाइज सेक्शन पाहणार आहोत. खूप पालकांच्या आग्रहास्तव मी इंग्रजी विषयासोबतच सायन्स या विषयाचे सर्व क्वेश्चन्स अँड आन्सर्स अपलोड करणार आहे. त्यासाठी सबस्क्राईब करा आणि नोटिफिकेशनसाठी बेल आयकॉनला प्रेस करायला विसरू नका. चला तर मग सुरू करूया पहिला लेसन, हेरिडिटी अँड इव्होल्यूशन फ्रॉम द बुक सायन्स अँड टेक्नॉलॉजी पार्ट 2. The first question on page number 10, complete the following diagram. Here we have to write the evidences of evolution. The first one, morphological evidences, vestigial organs, similarities in bones structures, and last one is similarities in initial stages of embryonic development. Second question on page number 10. Read the following statements and justify same in your own words with the help of suitable examples. The first from second. Human evolution began approximately 7 crore years ago. We have to justify this justification. The dinosaurs became extinct around 7 crore years ago, and from that point human evolution began. Humans are thought to have evolved from monkey-like animals which looked more or less like modern lemurs. These monkey-like animals further evolved into ape-like animals. Some of these ape-like animals evolved into gibbon and orangutan, while rest of them evolved into gorilla and chimpanzees. From there evolved the first human-like animal called Ramapithecus. Example: the following table lists the evolutionary history of modern man. Here, the first column contains years and the second column contains evolution. 15 million years ago, Dryopithecus, ape-like and Ramapithecus, man-like animals were there. 3 to 4 million years ago, man-like primates. 2 million years ago, Australopithecines, also called Homo habilis, lived in East Africa. 1.5 million years ago, Homo erectus. 1000 to 40,000 years ago, Neanderthal man. 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, Homo sapiens. The second question, geographical and reproductive isolations of organism gradually leads to speciation. Justification: speciations may be defined as an evolutionary process which involves the formation of one or more species from an existing species. In order to understand speciation, let us consider the example of beetles. Let us consider that a population of beetles has split into separate populations which cannot reproduce with each other. These two separate populations of beetles are spread on a wide mountain range since their food is widely distributed. Hence, the population of beetles in that area is very large. Beetles are small insects which cannot travel to far off places. They gather food from nearby places. As a result, subpopulations of beetles are spread over that area. These subpopulations can lead to the formation of an entirely new species. See from question second. Study of fossils is an important aspect of study of evolution. Justification: fossils are the remains of organisms that once existed on Earth. They represent the ancestors of plants and animals which are alive even today. Fossils provide evidences of evolution by revealing the characteristics of the past organisms and the changes that have occurred in these organisms to give rise to a present organism. Fossils have the same shape as that of the original animal, but their color and texture may vary widely. The color of fossils depends upon the type of minerals that form it. For example, the fossils of a bone will not have some constituents of the bones in it. It has the same shape as the bone, but it is chemically more like a rock. Importance of fossils: they inform us about the type of living things that existed in the past. They inform us about the extent to which living things have changed over time. The most recent fossil is found in a rock nearest to the Earth's surface. Therefore, They inform us about the time when a particular life form existed. D. From the second question on the page number 10. There is evidences of fetal science among the chordates. Justification. Fetal science or embryology is used as an evidence of evolution. Comparative study of embryos in vertebrates or chordates shows that there is lot of similarity in them at the initial stages, whereas this similarity decreases gradually. This similarity in the development of embryos represent common origin of organisms. Question 3 on page number 11. Complete the statements by choosing correct options from the brackets. Gene, mutation, translocation, transcription, gradual development, and appendix. The causality behind the sudden change was understood due to mutation principle of Hugo de Vries. The proof for the fact that protein synthesis occurs through gene was given by George Beardley and Edward Tatum. Transfer of information from molecule of DNA to mRNA is called as transcription process. Evolution means gradual development. The last one, vestigial organ appendix present in human body is a proof of evolution. Question number 4 on the page number 10. Write short notes based upon the information known to you. The first short note is Lamarckism. Lamarck gave the principle of use or disuse of organs. He proposed that the reason behind evolution was the changes in the morphological activities of the organism. For example, giraffe has a long neck because it used to browse on leaves of tall plants by extending their neck for several generations. Shoulders of ironsmiths are strong due to repetitive hammering. Wings of ostrich and emu are weak because they are not used for flying. Legs of birds and swan are used for swimming because they live in the water. These characters are termed as acquired characters, which are transferred from one generation to another. B. Darwin's theory of natural selection. Darwin is famous for the theory which he published in the book titled Origin of Species. In this book, he explained this theory of the natural selection which talks about the survival of the fittest. He stated that there is a continuous competition between organisms for survival and the strongest of all survives. The chances of survival are higher for organisms which show modification, which will help them to survive. He also said that nature also plays an important role in the selection of the fittest. Nature selects only those organisms which are capable of adapting to the changing situation, while the rest which are incapable to do so perish away. The organisms which are selected by the nature then reproduce and give rise to new species which have their own characteristics. C. Embryology. Embryology is the study of the formation and development of embryo and fetus. Embryology is used as one of the evidences of evolution. Comparative study of embryos in vertebrates shows that there is a lot of similarity in them at the initial stages, whereas this similarity decreases gradually. This similarity in the development of embryos represent common origin of organism. D. Evolution. Evolution refers to the gradual changes which occurs in an organism over a long duration of time. It is a slow-going process which results in the development of the organism. Life originated on Earth about 3.5 billion years ago. It is believed that there might have been presence of simple elements on Earth which may have given rise to simple organic and inorganic molecules. From these simple molecules, complex molecules like proteins, DNA, etc. may have been formed. Other evolutionary changes may have resulted in the formation of simple cells, and the result of the continuous evolution on Earth is the several species of plants and animals which exist on Earth. Today, the diversity on Earth varies from unicellular amoeba to a human being and from a unicellular algae like chlorella to huge banyan tree. E. Connecting link. Connecting link refer to plant and organism which show characteristics related to two different groups. For example, Peripatus is considered a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. It has characteristics like segmented body, thin cuticle, and parapodia-like organs, which are similar to annelids. It also shows tracheal respiration and open circulatory system, which is similar to arthropods. Another example is duck-billed platypus, which is a connecting link between reptiles and mammals as it lays eggs like reptiles and has mammary glands like mammals. Question number 5. Define heredity. Explain the mechanism of hereditary changes. Heredity refers to passing of traits from parents to offspring either through asexual or sexual reproduction. Gregor Johann Mendel 1822 to 1884 was the first to carry out the study on the transmission of characteristics from the parents to the offspring. He proposed that heredity is controlled by factors which are now believed to be segments of chromosomes or genes. These traits are passed on in form of genetic information from parents to offspring. This genetic information is stored in molecules called DNA. During the process of reproduction, the child receives genetic information from both the parents in the form of DNA. 50% genetic information is passed on from the paternal DNA, whereas rest 50% information is passed on by the maternal DNA. This is why a child closely resembles its parents and has traits similar to both of them. Commonly observed heritable features are curly hair, a particular type of earlobe, hair on ears, etc. Question number 6. Define vestigial organs. Write names of some vestigial organ in human body and write the names of those animals in whom same organs are functional. Vestigial organs is the term used for organs which are degenerated, underdeveloped, or useless for an organism. Usually, with the changes in the outer environment, the organs undergo a gradual change in order to cope up with those changes. Presence of vestigial organs is an indication that they were useful for our ancestors, but as we evolved with the changing surrounding, these structures lost their functionality but are still found in our bodies. It is not compulsory that if an organ is vestigial for humans, so will it be for other organisms too? Question 7. Answer the following questions. The first, how are the hereditary changes responsible for evolution? Heredity is the passing of traits from parents to offspring. These traits, which are passed from one generation to another, are called inherited traits as they are inherited from the previous generation. Evolution refers to the changes which occur in these inheritable traits over a long period of time. These changes allow organisms to survive with changing environment and provide an advantage over other species who cannot survive in that environment. Changes in these inheritable characters provide better chances of survival and reproduction and thus result in the evolution of species. B. Explain the process of formation of complex proteins. The synthesis of proteins occur according to the central dogma. The central dogma explains how genetic information flows from DNA to RNA to make functional protein. It suggests that DNA contains all the information required to synthesize protein and the RNA acts as a messenger which carries this information to ribosomes, a type of cell organelle. The central dogma is represented as DNA to mRNA is a transcription process and mRNA to protein is a translation process. Next, question C. Explain the theory of evolution and mention the proof supporting it. There are various theories of evolution, but the most acceptable one is the theory of gradual development of living organism. According to this theory, the first living material, which is the protoplasm, was formed in ocean. Gradual changes resulted in the formation of unicellular organism and further development resulted in the formation of larger and complex organism. However, these changes did not occur overnight. They were slow and gradual changes which took almost 300 crores years. These changes and development are often referred to as evolution and are the prime cause of diversity of plants and organisms which we see on the earth today. There are various evidences which support evolution: morphological evidences, connecting links, embryological evidences. D. Explain with suitable example Importance of anatomical evidences in evolution. Anatomical evidences helps us to study how species have evolved over a period of time. Analogous structures support the theory of evolution and explain the fact that how species build up adaptations in order to fit in an environment, whereas homologous structure help us to understand common ancestry. For example, if we compare the hand of human with a cat's foreleg, flipper of whale and patagium of bat, we see that each of these organisms use these structures are differently. But still, there is similarity between the structures of bones and the joints, which are indicates that somewhere or the other these animals may have originated from common ancestors. This is an example of homology. E. Define fossil. Explain the importance of fossils as a proof of evolution. Any preserved remains, impressions or traces of organisms that lived in the past is called fossils. Examples includes bones, cells, exoskeletons, stones, imprints of animals, etc. The time of death of plants or animal can be calculated by measuring the radioactivity of C14 and the radio of C14 to C12. C12 is a non-radioactive carbon present in their body of fossil organism. By determining the age fossil, this is called carbon dating. Once the age of fossil been determined, it is easy to gather the information about the other past lived organism. It can be concluded that vertebrates have been slowly originated from invertebrates. F. Write evolutionary theory of modern man. The family to which human being belongs is called Hominidae. It was in the Miocene age that the family Hominidae splits from the Pongidae, that is apes family. Dryopithecus was the first in the evolution of man in the stages of evolution, and some believes him to be the common ancestor of man and apes. Around 2.5 million years later, the Ardipithecus ramidus, which could both live on trees as well as walk about on land, roamed the earth. Further evolution took place over the next 1.5 million years, which brought forth the Australopithecus afarensis. Another half million years later came the Homo habilis, Homo erectus and the Homo heidelbergensis. The modern man or Homo sapiens are thought to have evolved about 2 to 3 million years ago in Africa. The evolutionary history of modern man is as follows. The first column contains year and the second contains evolution. 15 million years ago, Dryopithecus, ape-like and Ramapithecus, man-like animals were there. 3 to 4 million years ago, man-like primates. 2 million years ago, Australopithecines, also called Homo habilis, lived in East Africa. 1.5 million years ago, Homo erectus. 1000 to 40,000 years ago, Neanderthal man. 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, Homo sapiens.